Titans get out to a 10-0 lead, and then the wheels came off. The Houston Texans scored 27 straight unanswered. What did we learn? I think we learned several things. Let me start with what we learned on the Titans side of the ball. First of all, Marcus Mariota is not the problem. I think oftentimes there is a focal point on the quarterback in the NFL, which makes sense. And when a team loses, the first thought is, it's got to be the quarterback's fault. Marcus Mariota is a sitting duck inside of the pocket right now. This offensive line for the Titans cannot run the ball, and they cannot block at all. And in particular, this was a pretty glaring statistic that I saw come out from Pro Football Focus. I'm going to read it for you here. Josh Klein, who the New England Patriots left. Let me give you an easy lesson. You don't have to be a GM to do this. When Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots are selling, do not buy. Can any of you name me a player who has left the New England Patriots and become infinitely better than he was with the Patriots, other than maybe Adam Vinatieri, who still had a lot of years left as a kicker and who, frankly, the Patriots replaced and didn't seem to miss at all. It's not like they've lost a lot of games because they haven't had an adequate enough kicker. I can't think of a single player who has left the New England Patriots and been infinitely better elsewhere. Now, I'm not saying that I am an expert in evaluating players or anything else like that. I am saying that by and large, the best team in all of the NFL at evaluating talent, particularly if it's talent that they have already had in their camps, in their training, everything else associated with it. It's almost unheard of for a player to leave the New England Patriots and end up better. Well, Josh Klein left the New England Patriots, the Titans signed him. Malcolm Butler left the New England Patriots, the Titans signed him. Logan Ryan left the New England Patriots, the Titans signed him. Dion left the New England Patriots, the Titans signed him. It's not just that you are taking these players away from the New England Patriots, it's that you are putting a substantially higher value on them than the New England Patriots have. And so when you look at this, Josh Klein, who is starting at guard for the Tennessee Titans, allowed 9 pressure, 8 quarterback hurries, and 1 sack in 1 game against the Titans. That's a bad 4-game stretch for a decent guard in the league. And so we have at least pinpointed what's wrong with the Titans. In the last 2 weeks, they can't block, and the interior of their line cannot block for Marcus Mariota. And what's crazy is Marcus Mariota has been sacked more times than any NFL quarterback, and he's also one of the most mobile. So there's probably at least 10 sacks that Mariota has avoided getting sacked for, simply because he is an incredible athlete who has managed to get outside of the pocket and avoid being sacked, which means Marcus Mariota's performance is all the more remarkable. People don't want to believe what I say about Marcus Mariota. Last night, he was 22 for 23, 304 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, nearly a perfect passer rating. It was impossible for him to have done anything more. They can't run the football, and they can't pass block. The offensive line is a disaster. An utter and complete disaster. Since he got healed from his hand, even with this awful offensive line, Marcus Mariota is playing at a top 10 level for quarterbacks in the NFL. If I happen to look over and see you say something that is incredibly dumb, you don't deserve the right to continue to comment in my show. All right? Somebody said Jake Locker is greater than Marcus Mariota. That's not true. You are gone, and you are no longer allowed to comment. Mariota's trash. It's Henry's team. You're gone. You're no longer allowed to comment ever. Every now and then, it's important to send a message to the commenters when I glance over at you and let you know you are no longer allowed to be involved in this show because your opinion is so stupid you don't deserve to be able to share it. You, much like someone who gives up the ghost and disappears from this land, you are gone forever. You don't know when Clay Kyle's going to come for you, but you should know that at some point in time it is going to happen. and you are wrong as well. Let's go ahead and block this guy. I'm telling you right now, you die if you say stupid things. If you say stupid things on this show, you are forever gone, and you are never allowed to comment anymore. Period. Is it arbitrary? No. I know what's stupid and what's not. I know when I look. And don't be stupid, guy. You don't have a right to comment. You don't have a right to even come on the show. You don't even have a right to come in here and hang out. So the Texans. On the Texans side of the ball, I'm still not sure how good they are. I think Deshaun Watson is pretty good, but I get nervous about breaking down NFL quarterbacks until there is a full year of tape that everybody can review. And Deshaun Watson just doesn't have enough games so far. He's been very good in the first year, but there are so many guys out there that have looked great for their first 16 or 17 games, and then you have no idea what happens to him. Deshaun Watson, we got a guy in Texas just like him. Dak Prescott came in, first 16 games, was lights out. And ever since then, what have Dallas Cowboy fans decided? You know what? He's just okay. He's not going to be a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. He's just okay. He's just an okay quarterback. Maybe next year, or even in the playoffs, Deshaun Watson is going to take his game to the next level, and we're going to say, you know what? This is a guy who can win playoff games in this league. But until I see him actually do that, I think he's just good, right? You got to be good to great to win multiple games typically in the playoffs, unless you get lucky like Blake Bortles and, everything just kind of falls into place. So, look, Deshaun Watson, good quarterback. I'm not sure how high level of a quarterback he's going to be, but 8 wins in a row. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. If you are the Houston Texans, they have won this division. Now, maybe crazy. I don't think the Titans are necessarily completely done because their schedule gets so much easier. They have 5 games remaining. Next game is Jets. Game after that is the Jags. Game after that is the Giants. Then they get the Washington Redskins, and then they get the Indianapolis Colts. There's no way they're going to beat Andrew Luck and the Colts. The Titans aren't. But I do think they could win their next 4, be sitting at 9-6, and be prepared to disappoint everybody because they're still somewhat alive for the playoffs, and then they lose at home for an 11th straight game to Andrew Luck. I'm just preparing you for everything that could potentially happen. No, I do not think the Colts are going to come back. The Colts are 2.5 games out with 5 games to go. 2.5 games out with 5 games to go is a big deficit to overcome in the AFC South. I think the AFC South, assuming that Deshaun Watson does not get hurt, is unlikely to be a competitive division unless everything just falls apart for the Houston Texans. All they need to do, basically, is beat the Indianapolis Colts in 2 weeks, and this division is over. So they only have to really win 1 game. And I think they're going to beat the Texans, the Colts at home. So I think that is what is going to happen. That is my breakdown. I'm not willing to say. Somebody said Deshaun Watson is better than Marcus Mariota. I'm not willing to say that. I don't think that there is evidence to support that because the Titans still don't have anybody for Marcus Mariota to throw the ball to. And Marcus Mariota has actually won a playoff game in this league. It's rare for a guy to go out and win a playoff game in his youth like Marcus Mariota has done. I'm more confident in him because he's played a lot more games than I am in Deshaun Watson. I know what I'm going to get out of Marcus Mariota every single week. So it is rare that it happens, and the Titans just need to go fix the offensive line, and they need to find some skill position players down the field. So that is, yes, Tim Tebow won a playoff game. So what? There are all sorts of exceptions and aberrant behavior. Again, if you look at the data would tell you that Marcus Mariota has been a very good quarterback in this league and will continue to be a very good quarterback in this league. And he's a young guy, still only 25 years old. Just got to find him some help. Got to see how this season plays out. Got to see how everything else happens the rest of the way.